all, and welcome to Futurised, Swiss Re in conversation with tech startups. I'm your host, Pavithra. I lead the Center of Excellence for Quality and Testing for the Enterprise IT at Swiss Re. While being a full-time mother, I have spent 2 decades in the industry, but today we may be standing at the start of a sigmoid curve. Today, we are here to discuss role of AI in the future of work. In this episode of Futurize, we will take a peek into the evolving human interaction trends. What are the critical influences that are changing the face of our workplace? We are in conversation with Loop Reality and Swissery, who will share their insights on the subject. Jignesh?
Hi, Pavithra. Thanks for having us. Hello, Sukanya. So, let me give you a brief intro about myself and then we go deep dive into the subject. So, I am Jignesh. I am a co-founder at Loop Reality. It's a 7-year-old organization. The flagship product that we have in the market is called PerspectAI. So, where we build games using psychometrics, cognitive behavioral aspects, to understand people in the context of work. So, people also call us talent assessment company, but the idea is we use games, video, and all the other new age technologies to understand and see what is the right fit for a particular person in a particular company. So that's briefly our business. But over the past few months, since the generative AI has stepped into the real world, we started leveraging some of its top features to add value to our customers. So let's talk about all of that in this.
Thank you, Jignesh. Hello, everybody. I'm Sukanya here. I also come with 20 plus years of experience in the technology side. At the moment, I am a tech area lead in Swiss Re, where I manage global HR solutions. In the past, I have primarily worked on HR tech solutions, technology being my passion as it stands. I am very excited about generative AI and what this can do to us, specifically with regards to the future of work, right? The talent marketplace is changing, and I'm very excited being part of HR tech world to, to see how this is going to impact us as Swiss Re and as organizations or as industries going forward. What does it have in store for us? What do our people have to do to keep themselves up to date in the post-ChatGPT world? And these are some interesting topics that I would like to discuss with all of you today.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. And indeed, it is a very, very interesting subject. And all of us have our share of curiosity and even, for a matter of fact, innovations about generative AI. So let's talk about what is generative AI in general, your high-level perspectives, and what do you think are the possibilities?
Maybe I could get started,
Please,
right?
Sukanya.
My understanding of generative AI, these are basically deep learning models, right? Which can generate high quality text or image or code or any other type of content based on the data that it is trained on. So we all know ChatGPT, we all know how this has evolved, and this has been one of the fastest growing technologies with say close to 200 million users in less than 2 to 3 months of time, right? Typically what they do basically is use neural networks, and they identify patterns, and they are trained using different types of approaches, right? Some unsupervised learnings, or sometimes using reinforcement learnings with extremely large volumes of data that run up to terabytes. Now, what are some of the possibilities? Possibilities galore, right? Quite a lot of things. It can customize, it can personalize content, it can generate new ideas, can generate new designs, new content, or even create completely new products that never existed. And my personal favorite, it can also write and optimize code, right? So all of us who have made our living writing codes, we'll have to rethink about what we're going to do next.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Jignesh, you're a major contributor to this technology, right? You're using the technology to build something where human interactions become a lot more interesting. What is your perspective? I mean, how do you see generative AI, what the opportunities and the perceptions that this generative AI is creating across?
I'll try and explain generative AI in a very layman language. So the idea is there is AI, which is capable of doing anything, as all of us know. But what if we create an AI which can help us generate anything? In this case, it could be music, it could be creative art, essays, writing a book, or anything specific that we asked it to do without any creativity at all. So the beauty about generative AI is this is nothing different from the traditional AI, but it is only designed for one purpose. So that's when the quality of output goes high. And that's one of the reasons why we are talking about it now than ever, because now we have high quality output coming out of this AI. So that means something that we can use in real world as we navigate through our work and personal lives. So some of the top examples I'll give you from my own experiences. I've been trying to launch a new website for our company for almost a year and a half. So the challenge is this: we are a psychometrics company with games, AI, and a bunch of other things. We don't find experts who can create content for us. So we have to create our own content. Now, the challenge in this is when we are creating our own content, finding time to sit, being right with the vocabulary and etc., is not going to be easy as a founder with a lot of other things we are juggling too. So it took me more than 1.5 years where we went nowhere. But the moment this chat GPT was launched, the first experiment I did was take in all the content that we have created until that day, create a structured sections. And I asked the chat GPT, hey, you know what? This is the structure I want it in. These are the keywords. This is the current content I have. Can you give me a structured output of what I should have on my website? And in a week's time, we built a website and we launched it. So you can check that website on perspect.ai. So this is a brand new website we launched 10 days ago, 10, 15 days ago, after experimenting with ChatGPT. So this is how it is going to bring the real value to us, where we can start using it in a small, simple things that we have it on day-to-day basis. Another simple example. I was reading a Sanskrit poem, and that's where I got a little enthusiastic about understanding a little bit about Vedas. But it's a small spur of energy. So I said I went to ChatGPT and I quickly asked, "Hey, you know what? Can you explain me Vedas? What is Vedas all about? What are the four things that exist? What does each one of it cover?" And I also told the GPT that I have only 1 week time and I can spend 1 hour per day. Can you give me a structured approach of what I can do in this 1 hour for 1 week to get the basic knowledge, the most 20% important knowledge of the Vedas that I should be aware of? So it gave me a structured plan. It gave me a structured references to books, articles of the best authors in the world, and it asked me to just focus on what it is. So these are some of the ways that we can leverage the real in the real world scenarios.
Oh, wow. I mean, that is a very, very interesting take. And I'm sure, the like both of you have been mentioning, the possibilities are, the sky's the limit, right? But coming back to the human interaction, how do you guys envisage the future collaboration between humans and AI?
In fact, this is the first step towards that. So until today, if you look at before ChatGPT and after ChatGPT, what's the fundamental difference? So before ChatGPT, if I have to interact with a computer, the primary mode of communication is a programming language. That means I might be a James Bond in my subject. I might be really good at logical reasoning and understanding and how to use this product. But unless I know the language, I can't do anything about it. So many real heroes of the world in their own fields could not really leverage the AI because of the restriction they have in communication language, which could be Python or anything else. What ChatGPT has done is democratize that. So today, for the first time, you can communicate with a computer in normal language, human language. And that language doesn't have a restriction. You can talk in Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada, or English, and the system understands. And this changes everything. Why people might not realize the importance of this is that the moment of truth for the future to come. Because now anyone can talk to a computer and get things done. And that's the fundamental change that ChatGPT has brought in. GPT exists, GPT-3, 3.5, all these have been there for some time. And people have been using it in NLP applications for some time. But what ChatGPT has done is OpenAI created a GPT model specific for chat purpose. That means treat it like an OS created to understand human language by OpenAI. And now everything changed. So that's how I see it.
Oh, wow. I mean, that actually is giving me goosebumps right now with the conversation. And, the thought of any person having a conversation and getting the work done on a computer. I mean, for a matter of fact, it opens up so many opportunities for even the illiterate or the downtrodden people, where they could really have uh, a series of logical reasoning, and like you said, the intelligence that a human can carry. And now we are like opening up a huge opportunity for these set of people who never would have had the opportunity to do that before. Sukanya, what is your take on it?
Very similar perspectives, right? For me, what we considered as intelligence, I mean, where, let's look at it a little bit historically, right? Back in olden days, knowledge was power. That's what people were saying, right? You have the knowledge, you are considered a very important person. There came internet, and knowledge was commoditized. Now, information is available everywhere. I want to research on any particular topic. There is enough data, starting from every single disease related information to what is happening in the quantum computer, or what is the prediction of weather anywhere else. So knowledge got commoditized, information got commoditized. And then we were always talking about human intelligence being superior than machine intelligence. Now came this whole generative AI concept, the where intelligence is getting redefined. Or there was a time when we were saying, oh, but machines will replace repetitive tasks and human beings will do higher value add stuff. Now, the question that we are asking ourselves is, what is that higher value add stuff? How do you define intelligence? How do you even define creativity? Because again, at another point in time, when this said, look, all other jobs can be taken away, but if you're creative, you're there forever, right? You have something in you which nobody can replicate. But looking at some of the AI generated images and music, I'm amazed. Honestly, what is creativity now? So creativity is getting reimagined. Intelligence is getting reinvented, right? And we are at that cusp in the world where we are redefining what it means to be a human being that is superior to a machine. In that sense,
Oh,
I don't think we have the answer yet for ourselves, but we still need to figure out.
I
I think
really well said.
I think as we figured that out, what we should be doing is instead of going against the wave or standing in front of the wave, we should just surf the wave and then leverage everything that it brings in to travel the distance that we have to. So anyone who stands in front of it and just watches it is going to be crushed.
Absolutely.
Anyone who understands how it works and then surfs that wave will travel distances that they would only have imagined. So that is what we should be doing now.
No, fully agree, right? At the moment, we say human machine interaction is done through prompting. And I see advertisements that you'll get paid 500K USD if you are a prompt engineer. But again, I see this as a very temporary skill. The day
Yeah.
is not very far away when prompting is also automated, right? So what we have to do, like you rightly said, Jignesh, is to learn to go with the wave, learn to learn continuously, right? As things keep changing, because it's not very clear at the moment, right? We don't have a crystal ball in front of us to say, will AI replace human race going forward, human intelligence going forward? We don't have a crystal ball that's going to give us this answer. So the only thing we can do is to embrace this change, go along with the wave, keep learning, keep adapting ourselves, be more flexible. And that's the only way to stay relevant.
Absolutely.
Now, I mean, coming to that, so how, I mean, just give a peek into the future, right? How do you think the workplace is going to be once, you know, once the generative AI becomes a lot more mature and we have multiple products that will be, babies out of the generative AI? How do you think the workplace is going to change? The workplace dynamics is going to change?
From my perspective, the the routine, mundane tasks anyone can do will be fully automated. Take an example. Couple of last month, uh, there is this large edtech company in the US called Chegg. Uh, it just got completely sunk. It's an IPO. It's a publicly traded company, and what it does is they do tuitions and in multiple vernacular languages for K-12 students. Now, a student has a doubt, just type in the doubt, a response comes out in a particular language that they want it in. Now you don't need a human for this. And for the translation, especially, definitely no. So the entire company's share went down by 80% or so. And because of that, companies who they are empowered with, let's say the other companies who work on million dollar deals in India, just outsourcing their work. So they all lost their business. So this is the hard truth. Any humanly automatable task is now even more easier in terms of automation. So that is going to be automated. There's no question about it. But at the same time, there is a new world opening altogether. So now the focus is AI. That means this AI has to be done better. The policies have to structure well. There are a lot of testings that has to be done to see whether it is making sense or not. There are more qualitative jobs. Let's say, how do you understand the explainability of the AI, which is created using deep learning or any other reinforced learning? So there is quantitative type of tasks. Let's say tomorrow's Tech Mahindra's, Accenture's, Infosys would be primarily focused on labeling data sets or annotations. So this could be the top work for the future. So the future is all about humans helping AI learn faster and better. And that's where more jobs will come up. And once that happens, is this doing the right thing or not? How do you check and put the balances? So that's the next step going to be. So, and there is a very small niche area who is going to go deep into creating these models, mathematics, and et cetera, et cetera. So the future set of jobs are going to look like this. But while the jobs are going to look like this, on a normal day, a normal employee of a company, including the CEO, this is how the day would be. So today we use Siri and Alexa and Google Assistant for simple menial tasks. Hey Siri, call this person. Hey Alexa, set me a reminder or do a shopping list. Now imagine everyone having a personal assistant free of cost. And that personal assistant, oh, my Siri got activated. So, so the personal assistant would be so capable that today most of our time gets wasted in searching Swiggy on what to eat and where to find the discount code, on searching Make My Trip on what is the best travel route and cheaper price for a particular day. And all of this time that we waste on unnecessary things like this would be super automated using the next generation of AI. So many of these menial tasks will get away. And the beauty is, today, most of the best executive assistants for CEOs survive because they understand the person better in the context of the personal and professional scenario. So that is the reason they don't want to let them go. But believe me, now AI understands you even better. It creates a personalized profile of you and understands you so damn well of what is the right thing for you, when to wake you up at what hour of the day. And by syncing up with your Apple Watch, maybe it can check out your sleep pattern and are you at the right REM level or core level of sleep, and it will wake you up at that time. So the beauty is in full automated world, but where human is still the in charge. This is all going to help the human get things done. I think that is where we are heading towards.
Oh, wow. I mean, I really like that concept of profiling your human, right? I mean, my assistant is profiling me to understand me better and give me suggestions on what I should be eating, what I should be doing at that particular time. That's a very interesting take. Sukanya, how do you see the future shaping?
No, I fully agree with what Jignesh was saying, right? So I see the possibilities of AI in the future in three ways, right, at work. One is automation, like you rightly said. And we are not anymore talking about task automation, right? Do this job, do this job. So it's going to be processes that are going to get completely redefined or automated altogether. The second one is augmentation, right? What humans do today, how can that be augmented? How can that be well researched? Today, if I have to write a paper, I go look up McKinsey, or I go look up the Big Four's papers and try to put together some content. How can this research, some part of it can be automated? I spend a lot of time today consolidating information, summarizing meeting minutes, or putting together a business case to say, well, we need to do something about ChatGPT in Swiss Re. If I have to put a business case to the CEO, maybe tomorrow that will be done, or that process can be augmented, right? And that's the second thing. The third one is the whole autonomous work, right? Here we're talking about robotics and or self-driven cars and things like that. But where I see a substantial difference is that today we are looking at, hey, which are the use cases that um, uh, an AI can take up, right? For example, if I can take insurance as an industry, right, we can look at options where AI can read contracts, AI can recommend changes to the contract wordings, right, to minimize losses. There is possibility that AI can go through a claim record and validate whether it makes sense or is it aligned with the contract wording. AI can probably go through health records and understand the metrics, all right? But these are use cases that we're talking about today. In the future, my opinion is that the entire value stream is something that will get redefined, right? Fundamentally change the way we do businesses. AI can recommend new product lines that can go out. AI can tell you, hey, look, there's so much precipitation happening in this particular state. Why don't you sell a public sector solution in this particular state for such parametric insurance? And this is how much you should price for it. This is how much we expect your profit margin is going to be. So that's where I see AI is playing a role in coming up with new ideas, coming up with completely new business models, right? And changing the entire value chain. So gone are the days where organizations are telling us, well, I run my business and technology is an enabler. Technology will fundamentally change the way you do your business, right? And the sooner you embrace this, the better it is.
Oh, it is so true. It's so true. I remember talking to one of the startups where they are looking at um, bringing in a proactive insurance product where you upload all like how an assistant creates a profile. They create a medical profile of a human being and give you suggestions on what would be 10 years down the line, what are the diseases that you're prone to, and these are the insurance products that you should buy to make sure you're safeguarding yourself from the future disasters. And I mean, very true. And both of you have touched base on such wonderful insights and very intriguing insights. Very now, all of us should just pack our bags and go study how do these models work, and what is LLM, what is uh, NLP, and what is deep learning, what are the other concepts. But I think this is just a start. I mean, I really believe that we are just standing at the beginning of a sigmoid curve, and we 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 don't know where the possibilities are going to take us. Thank you, Sukanya and Jignesh, for this very, very insightful conversations. I hope all of you had a great time listening to their insights as much as I did. I thank you for being part of this journey and look forward to seeing all of you in the next episode of Futurize. Please leave your thoughts and questions, and we will surely reach out to you. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.